Greetings, peace and blessings. Welcome to the spiritual experience. We are all on our own journey called life. I'll be your host, helping to navigate you through these challenging times. Know that we are all spiritual beings here on the human experience, meaning we're here to learn, to evolve to the highest versions of ourselves while raising our vibration and creating a better quality of life. Let's see what's on today's prayer card. For great is your love, reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. Psalms 57:10. 5 and 7 being 12 plus 1, which is 13. All right. So we're having death and transformation of something by releasing people, places, and things that no longer serves us in order to grow, in order to be our most authentic self, release things that's not making us feel one with self in our original design that the divine has set forth for us. All right. Now, before we jump into anything else, I want to take a moment and honor the divine with a protection prayer. I want to take a moment and honor the divine, the highest of white light. Please send your protection while I channel this energy. And if any negative energy tries to come my way, please transmute into peace, love, power, and light. And let all evil eyes go blind and monitoring spirits go deaf. While I open my heart, mind, and spirit to the divine. Divine Spirit, I'm willing to learn and be teachable while transcending my energy into peace, love, power, and light. And may that be so in the name of Jesus, amen. Now let's see what's going on in this divine energy war, Spirit, please and thank you. And remember, y'all, my videos are timeless. They are meant for you whenever you see them. And use your own discernment when viewing my messages. Thank you to all my viewers and subscribers. I deeply appreciate all of y'all very much. We have a special announcement. We are raising our standards. As much as I enjoy keeping the collective informed, I've decided to give y'all the appetizer and a taste of the entree. I can't keep giving it all away for free. Going forward, my exclusive members, I'm going to give y'all the extended versions. Y'all going to get the entree and the dessert. Let me feed your curiosity on my exclusive platform. Details are in the description. All right. Now let's see what universal insights the universe has for us today. All right. Now we have 222. Ooh, 222. So that's balance and harmony. We're gonna in partnerships and also cooperation in your life, especially in relationships. All right. So that equals a 6 plus 5, which is an 11, plus 1 is 12. So our angel number is 12, which is completion of a cycle. So we're completing a cycle, closing out what no longer serves us as we move into our potential and release old patterns that were holding us back. That's why we have 13 as death and transformation. So 12 is completion, new beginnings, balance, and divine support. I know that's right. Completing out a chapter of our lives so that way we can look forward to a new chapter in our life that is more to our higher selves that the divine has designed for us. New assignments, appointments, or some people who got caught in old chapters and didn't find the lesson, then they will have to repeat that same lesson again until they find the lesson. All right. Now let's see what houses are we working on today. We're working on the 6th house. The 6th house is work, health, service. We're working on the 5th house. The 5th house is romance, children, creativity, fun. We're working on the 9th house. The 9th house is higher education, travel, religion, philosophy, publishing, law. We're working on the 8th house. The 8th house is sex, death, regeneration, and other people's money. All right. And we're working on the seventh house. Seventh house is marriage and other partnerships. And we're working on the 10th house, which is career, status, reputation. All right. And let's see, what zodiac signs are we working on today? We're working with Scorpio. Scorpio is passion, intensity, and ruled by Pluto. We're working with Cancer. Cancer is intuition, sympathy, and ruled by the moon. We're working with Pisces. Pisces is sensitivity and faith, and ruled by Neptune. We're working with Libra. Libra is balance, harmony, justice, and ruled by Venus. We're working with Sagittarius, adventure, independent, and ruled by Jupiter. And last but not least, we're working with Leo. Leo is confidence, self-expression, and ruled by the sun. All right, let's see, what planets are we working with today? We're working with Venus. Venus is love, beauty, and art. We're working with Jupiter. Jupiter is expansion, optimism, and abundance. And we're working with South Node. So yeah, we still got some karmic past lessons, or some people being stuck in karmic loops. All right. And we're also working with Neptune, imagination, dreams, and delusion. And we got Saturn. Saturn is rebellion, upheaval, and eccentricity. All right. We got them all, y'all. Now let's see what message I'm going to have from the secret garden later on in this experience. All right, we got 5 and 6, which is an 11. Oh, wow, we got 11. So we're going to go with message number 2. New beginnings, closing out a chapter. All right, message number 2. So we're closing out a chapter, balancing out partnerships and harmony in our relationships, while releasing old patterns and old cycles and embracing the new. And for those of us who haven't found the karmic lesson to move forward, this is an opportunity to pass the next cycle by finding the lesson and showing the universe what you've learned from the past cycle. Because in the past is where we find the lesson, and the future is where we apply it. So, or the present is where we apply it, so we can reap a better harvest. All right. Excuse me, y'all. And let's see what message Spirit has for the collective today. Okay, so we have a feminine energy, a feminine of fire. She's taking action in her spirit and her energy. All right, let's see what's going on with this feminine energy. And remember, y'all, it could be a masculine operating from his feminine side. So flip gender roles as necessary. Tell me more, Spirit, please, thank you. Yeah, okay, so we have 10 of wind, completing out a cycle. This feminine energy is rising to the wind of change. She's standing in her convictions. We have Gemini energy and the sun energy out here. So they are being curious and taking action in a situation, or standing on their convictions, so that way they can persevere in something, in their self-concerns, vitality, all right, as they closing out a cycle. And when is communication, so they could be taking action in how they communicate, or in their mindset, their belief system. Yeah, because we have one of wind. Definitely something going on in the consciousness. So she could be facing her darkest hour and about to receive her dawn. All right. And that's the one that adds up to 11. And our number's 1111. Okay, let's see where this is going. It's interesting, y'all. so she looking to her higher self. We got the Hierophant out here, which is a 5, so definitely transformation. And we got the sun on here too, and the moon. So she could definitely be doing some shadow work. Excuse me, y'all. She could be doing some shadow work, doing that inner healing, looking to the divine for downloads and messages. All right. And we got a 5 of wind, a father of wind. And this is a masculine who is rising to the winds of changes also. And balancing out their shadows and light side. And we have double Gemini on here in Taurus, so they're being persistent and reliable and rising to the winds of change and looking to their higher selves. Yeah, because we have the star card, which is 17. Okay, so some people are facing their karmic lessons and they finding that inner bliss and finding the divine to navigate them to their highest potential. So people are finding their karmic lessons. That's beautiful. And they being persistent. They being curious. Okay. They showing versatility and reliability. Okay. By looking to them higher selves. Because they worry about their self-made concerns, vitality, checking on their emotions, their habits. Okay, because for great is your love reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the sky. Okay, so people is trusting in the divine and his plan he has for their life. And they looking to their higher selves. And they facing this darkness. So that way they're having their purpose guide them to their dawn. I know that's right. As they make crucial decisions about their life and how they want their reality to be and what they no longer want to accept in their reality. Tell me what's going on. Yeah, as the divine takes them off these detours by showing them with clarity what's causing the confusion and chaos in their life and how to straighten out their path. That's why they look into their higher self. We have the Hierophant. Okay. So collective, we're doing good. So far, I'm liking this energy. Tell me what's good using function. All right, we got the High Priestess energy, which is a 2. And the lightning path is an 8. So people are seeing the cause and effect of their actions and how it's affecting their reality. So they're looking to their higher selves, tapping into that High Priestess energy, tapping into their star energy, finding that inner bliss, healing old traumas, old wounds, severing old partnerships, old relationships, things that doesn't serve their higher good, while raising their vibration with positivity and boundaries and discernment. All right. Because for great is your love reaching to the heavens. Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. And faith without actions is no good. We have a feminine, a mature feminine energy who is taking the lead in her actions, in her spirit. And she is protecting her peace in her darkest hour before her dawn. Yeah, as they embrace that inner marriage with self in order to cultivate healthy partnerships outside of self. They're rising to the winds of change as the divine show them the correct way to go out of these delays and detours. I know that's right. And away from top, low vibrational situations. Tell me more, okay, so faith came out upside down. So the feminine energy of fire, sister of fire, her faith is blocked right now. So she needs to bring balance and harmony to her inner world. So as she looks to her higher self to straighten out her path. And then we have power, which is 4 of earth. So this masculine energy, who's in his mind looking to this high priestess to rise to the wind of change, he's enforcing his boundaries. He's enforcing his power. He's realizing who can and cannot come through that door because everybody can't go where you're going as you're rising. Okay. Tell me more, Spirit, please, and thank you. so this feminine energy, she's enforcing her power shield, protecting her mind, protecting her peace, protecting her power as she guide through her soul's purpose, because we got the North Star next to her. In her darkest hour, she's enforcing her alignment through her heart chakra and her root chakra to help protect her light and enforce discernment and boundaries as she goes on her path. All right? Yeah. Because they're facing a tower right now. And all towers aren't bad, because we have 13, which is death. All towers aren't bad. Some towers are meant for us to do some self-reflection, to see where are we not aligned at with the divine's plan for our life. Are we being our most authentic self? Where are we being drained of our energy? Where is our focus going? Is it on our purpose? So it's just time to do some self-reflection, introspection. And that could be why the faith is blocked from this feminine energy of fire, who's taking action and straightening out her path by looking to her higher self. Because maybe she feels a little fearful, a little doubtful about rising to the winds of change and facing her darkest hour. But long as she stays persistent and consistent, her path will start to straighten out. All right, let's see what the oracles have to say about this situation. So far, the Divine Collective is doing good. They're learning, it seems like they're learning karmic past lessons, or reflecting on karmic lessons to work their way to break those chains, break those cycles, break those patterns, increase their discernments, find where their boundaries are while staying true to their self and finding their soul's bliss. And they're doing that by looking to the Hierophant and tapping into their High Priestess energy. How many more squares? And it came out. It was on the bottom. Because they're looking to the goddess, the sun goddess, which is 33, which breaks down to a 6. So we're definitely bringing balance and harmony to our 3D and 5D world. I celebrate each sunrise and recognize the healing energies of the sun. So people want to heal at this time. They're facing their shadows. They're facing their reality. They're facing the chaos and confusion, their conflict that's going on in their life. And they're addressing it. They're doing something about it. They're standing up for themselves. They're respecting themselves. Tell me more, Spirit, please, and thank you. Release, yeah. Definitely closing out cycles. 28, that's a 10. I release that which does not serve my higher purpose with gratitude and love. Yes, that's how we start to heal and enforce our power shield. By releasing what no longer serves us with gratitude and love while we're going through our darkest hour, we taking accountability and accepting the things that are out of our control and controlling what we can by staying true to self, by being grateful and thankful for the lessons that the universe is showing us, by letting our love reach the heavens with our faithfulness, by trusting in the divine's plan he has for us, by being that example of our most authentic self daily as we start to heal from these past trials and tribulations we've been through and reach for our dreams. I am the creator of my own dreams and achieve them with confidence. Yeah. Confidence, self-love, self-worth, self-belief. That'll get you moving forward and following the plan and the purpose that the divine has set forth for your life. It's only right. All right. Let's see. A little more information in this situation. We have emotions on the bottom. All right. So we have Your emotions are guiding you through life challenges. Have you been suppressing your feelings? Let them flow naturally. Whether joy or sadness, your emotions are your strength. I know that's right. So once you take control over your emotions versus letting your emotions control you, you can start to balance out your life. And that will start to reflect in your reality. And then your faith will be unblocked. And your path will start to straighten out. Because then while you're looking to your higher self, you'll start to receive the downloads that'll help you transform the direction your life was heading into the direction the divine has set forth for you. Yes, yes, yes. By embracing your power and not letting everyone come through your door. You have to protect your power door by enforcing boundaries and using discernment. So by releasing what no longer serves you, you have to honor that by honoring yourself, your self-respect, your self-worth. And how do you honor that? You forgive the people you release out your life, people, places, and things with gratitude and love. But you have to remember not to let them get that close to you again, to be able to drain you of your energy, to break your peace, to distract you from your path. You have to make sure you're still focusing on being aligned, staying in your soul's purpose, and protecting your peace. And that will help to unblock your faith so that way you can start building your faith. Because without faith, it's impossible to please God. And by taking this leap of faith, that'll help you start to build your faith by trusting in your boundaries, trusting in your intuition, trusting in the downloads that you're receiving from the divine, trusting in the signs and synchronicities that he's sending to you to continue to guide you on your journey. Yeah, because as you start to trust and heal from your trials and tribulation, then you can respect the marriage between you and the divine, the marriage between you and yourself, and before you can have any partnerships that are healthy with anybody else. I digress. Marriage is a blend of love, trust, and responsibilities. Are you considering a deeper commitment? Ensure you are ready for the responsibilities and changes that come with it. That's why we're doing this healing at this time, because you have to have that discipline and obedience to the divine itself before you can commit to anything else. A marriage, a partnership, a friendship, that is a commitment. It is a responsibility. And if you're not sure of how to protect and grow and respect that responsibility, you're not ready for that yet. You have to take time with self, do some self-reflection, so you can start becoming prepared for these marriages. All right? And that's how you will create deep roots like a tree. Like a tree, deep roots create stability and growth. Are you feeling ungrounded? Focus on building a stronger foundation in all areas of your life to support your long-term growth. So that means daily, each sunrise, you recognize the healing energies of the sun. And enforce them in your life. That way you can keep your vibration high on your self-love, your self-respect, while you pour into your foundation and growing your foundation. And by doing this consistently and building the repetition in that, you'll start to see long-term growth. It's not going to happen overnight. It's not going to happen instantaneously. Just because you start today don't mean you're going to just see results next week. It don't work that way. It's a discipline. It's an obedience. It's a repetition of daily intentional practices, routine that helps keep you balanced, bring you joy, bring you peace in your life, And that'll help you cultivate your foundation for you to grow and stay long term in the core values, the core beliefs, the roots that you build. That'll be strong because you worked on it, you built on it, you grew it, you nurtured it, you watered it. You didn't just skip steps and play like you're strong. You actually built your strength. All right? Yeah. Now let's get some cards out of here. Because then you can lure the cherish. Cherish the beauty that attracts you. Have you been too busy to appreciate the good things around you? Take time to enjoy and value the moments and people that bring you joy. Yeah. So as you make sure the routines and the new raising consciousness, your new awareness, it includes things that bring you joy. People that bring you joy, moments that bring you joy, even if it's the little moments. Cherish the little moments because they all add up. And release what makes you feel anxiety, sad, or unsure. Find things that balance out your day that make you feel appreciated, feel good, bring you happiness. That's going to help you strengthen your inner bliss and find your North Star towards your soul's purpose. That'll help you know where your boundaries lie. That'll help your soul start to rise because now you're rising with confidence because you're doing things that you love and you're being your most authentic self. And then you can appreciate every sunrise because as you rise, you're reborn each day with a new beginning to start doing things you love, creating new moments of the things you love until you build a stronger flow. And it'll change the navigation of your reality as your path starts to straighten out. And then your darkest hour won't feel as heavy. It'll help you appreciate your darkest hour because you know your dawn will be that much sweeter. All right? So just make sure you're using your intuition, respecting the downloads, the signs and synchronicities that you're receiving from the divine. And be willing to be a student. Be open-minded to change. Don't be stubborn and resistant because things may have worked for you, but how did they work for you? Did they work for you and still cause you misery and disease? Now, if it worked for you and it brought you happiness and joy, continue doing that. Add to it. But if it didn't, find another healthy way that can actually bring real joy instead of fake joy, pretend joy. You don't want to pretend or perform. You want it to be real, natural, and flow. So don't force anything. If you feel like you have to force joy, force happiness, then that's not for you. You want to let your life flow like water. It comes naturally. Life should not have to feel performed or pretended or animated. It should have a flow to it, a natural flow, like the river, like the water, like the trees when their leaves fall in the fall. Everything has a flow. So don't get sad because you're going through a low point in life. That's a flow. You go through a low point so that way you appreciate the high point that much better. You go through a high point so that way you're prepared for the low points because you know that there are high points coming. You have to treat life like seasons and cycles. And each cycle is there to teach you something. Maybe somebody was going through a high cycle where they was riding a high horse. But maybe they got too caught up in ego to where they had to be humbled. So they had to come down off their high horse a little bit so they could learn humility again. So they could get grounded back into their roots again. So that they could be focused on the divine again and get on their soul's journey and get off the delay and detour. Some people could be low. And while you're low, you're feeling helpless and hopeless. That's not someplace you want to stay. Find things that bring you joy, even if it's the smallest thing of a beautiful snack or taking a nap or hearing your favorite song. Whatever brings you the smallest amount of joy, small moments build to big ones, and it can help change the direction of your energy for the day. Because where your attention goes, your energy flows. So you can change the channel. You can control the flow of your energy. And if that day you realize, okay, you can keep a journal. Okay, my energy was this way at the top of the day. By the time the middle of the day came, my energy was this way. By nighttime, my energy was this way. And by the end of the week, you can look back at your week and see how your energy flowed and where your energy was being drained and what was causing you dissatisfaction and what made you happy. And that's how you can start seeing with your eyes how your week flows and with energy. And that can help start to train you on your discernment and your boundaries on what you will and will not accept in your life. It's a start. All right? And pay attention to the signs and synchronicities, even if you have to write them down so that way you can get clarity in your reality. Documentation is for your own benefit, not nobody else's. It's for you to see the journey from where you came into where you're going and where you're headed. All right? And that way you know which way your path is directing you. So that way you can see it. Because every action we take, it leaves a print. Good or bad, it's going to leave a print. So as you look back into yourself, that's why we do self-reflection. So that way we can see where our prints are headed. Are they headed more on the bad side, spiraling down, low vibrational? Or are they headed more on the good side, high vibrational, positive? That's why we do self-reflection, because you can see your actions. You can see them. They're not invisible. That's why by you getting in the habit of writing them down, you're making a mental check in your head that where your actions need to be tweaked or not tweaked. Until you do them over and over verbatim, repetitively, it just comes like second nature. And your discernment and boundaries, you'll just be clicking like instincts because you worked on yourself. You did the inner work. And you're not just moving off impulse, you're moving with intentions now. You're moving with purpose. All right, tell me more stories. Because you want to stay in the openness to the moment. This is a time of openness and new possibilities. Are you ready to embrace them? Stay open to new experiences. And you might find unexpected opportunities. Yeah. By keeping an open mind and not leading into your own understanding and judging, you can see possibilities that you might not have seen because you were closed off and judging and leading into your own understanding. So keeping an open mind, staying joyful, grateful with a new attitude, and allowing the signs and synchronicities to guide you positively, it will lead you to more opportunities, more possibilities, and it'll expand your horizons versus keep limiting you. And that will unblock your faith and help you start to straighten out your path and get out of these cycles going over and over. Because doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result, that's insanity. That's why writing it down to see what you need to change, you can see if you're causing insanity, which can cause chaos and confusion and depression and low vibrational situations, or what you're doing is moving forward, healthy, grateful, gratitude, positive, make you feel good. You can track this. Tell me more stories. And say yes. Yes to trying new things. Getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. The answer to your question is yes. Have you been hesitant about a decision? The universe is giving you a clear sign to move forward. Trust the path. Yes. Be open to the moment so that way you can attract what resonates with your soul. And how do you know what resonates with your soul if you're not healed and you're just allowing anything in? That's why we heal. So that way we can hear our soul's signal. So that way we can follow what makes our soul happy. Because our inner truth, our inner soul, our most authentic self, it all lies in our soul. That's how we'll find our purpose. That's how we'll find our bliss. We can't look for happiness outside of ourselves. It's never going to come. True happiness, true self-worth come from inside self. That's why you have to heal self in order to be whole and happy and joyful. Tell me more, Sturdy, thank you. And that will create a sturdy foundation. Sturdy. A strong foundation is key to success. Are you feeling uncertain about something? Focus on building a solid base in whatever you're working on. It will provide long-term stability. So that's why building foundations on falsehood never prosper. Because people see when you cut corners, it don't bring you long-lasting joy and happiness. When you do things that feels good from your soul, it doesn't even feel like work. It doesn't feel like relationships or labor or bondage. It feels like a blessing. It feels something to be grateful and joyful about. That's why when you're building your foundation on things that resonate with your soul, it has more of a flow versus feeling like you're resisting yourself or betraying yourself. As you're staying true to self. Tell me more, Spirit, please and thank you. And I know this could be intense feelings sometimes, but you have to surrender to the process. That's the process of the divine, to help you love and cherish yourself no matter what. Sometimes letting go brings greatest change. Are you feeling out of control? Surrender to the flow and trust the universe plan. Peace will come when you release your grip. Yes, surrender to the flow. Peace will come when you release your grip and keep it open. So even though sometimes we feel guilty about mistakes or past things we've done, behaviors, it's okay. How do we learn? We learn by cracking a few eggs sometimes, but we definitely get a good omelet out of it. So you had to make a few mistakes to see where your weaknesses and strengths lie, so that way you can work on them. Nothing's here to shame us. It's to help us be better and stronger at love and understanding of God, understanding of self, and understanding of others, so that way we can grow healthy relationships and be fruitful and multiply. Guilt can hold you back. Are you carrying the weight of past decisions? Forgive yourself and move forward. Only then can you truly grow. Don't let guilt hold you back. Don't let your past be your burden. The divine says, bring your burdens to him. Let him carry your burden. He don't want us weighed down. Release that and move forward, because only then can you truly grow. Guilt can hold you back. Are you carrying the weight of past decisions? Forgive yourself and move forward. Only then can you truly grow. You have to forgive yourself. That's why they say forgiveness is key. It's not for somebody else. Forgiveness is key for you. We don't always need closure. We need to forgive ourselves and others and find the lesson in the situation, because that's when healing can begin. You are in the process of healing. Give yourself the time and space you need. Have you been neglecting your emotional or physical health? Prioritize self-care. Allow yourself to recover fully. We have to prioritize self-care, so that way we can rise to the winds of change by releasing what no longer serves our higher good. If it doesn't serve our higher good, our self-respect, our purpose, our most authentic self, our joy, our peace, our love, our light, we're releasing it with love and light, finding our true bliss, respecting and accepting our darkest hour, because through that is how we grow and bring us a beautiful dawn. Because how would you know what's a beautiful dawn if you ain't go through a dark hour? Cause and effect. Sometimes we got to go through something to appreciate something that much more. Because sometimes the stuff is handed to us or willy-nilly, we won't appreciate it. We won't treat it with the respect and the reverence that it deserves. All right? So make sure we surrender into the process, releasing guilt, so that way healing can begin. Because what the divine say? Ye without sin cast the first stone. And a lot of us, we were born into sin. So can't nobody judge you. The divine is the judge. Can't nobody lead into their own understanding, because ye without sin cast the first stone. So it's no reason to feel guilty or ashamed. Because if the divine could forgive you, how can you not forgive yourself? And then if the divine could forgive you and you could forgive you, how could somebody else that says they love you cannot forgive you? That means they're not for you. They're not here for your higher purpose. You have to release them. Because anybody or anything that loves you wants you to grow, wants you to learn, wants you to expand, wants you to experience life. They know we're here to experience, to learn and grow. So there's no reason to feel shame or guilt. Those are lessons. Instead of looking at it in a negative, look at it in a positive. Oh, thank you, divine, for sending me that lesson. Get me back on point. He want to keep you on your toes. He want to make sure we stay sharp with our discernment and our boundaries. Because you know, the adversary always on the hunt for new opportunities to get at us and take us off our path. So that's keeping us strengthening our discernment and boundaries. So that way we know what direction we should be flowing in and not flowing in. All right? So nothing is here for anyone shaming. We have to go through stuff to grow through stuff. We were not born with manuals, but we were born with free will. We were born with knowing that there is God, universe, whichever way you want to call it. We know there's good and evil in this life. And we know you do something bad, there's consequences. You do something good, there's consequences. We learn that as little babies. So once we learn that as little babies, we see there's no manuals. Even our parents make mistakes because they didn't have a manual. So that's why we have to pay attention to grow, learn the lesson, find the lesson, and understand our mistakes. And this guilt is not here to shame us. It's for us to create our own manual that we wasn't born with. And the divine helps us with that. That's why we look to our higher selves to get the downloads and listen to our intuition to increase our discernment, so that way we can start creating a manual for our life that resonate with our soul as we rise to the winds of change and face our darkest hour, because that's going to teach us how to fight the enemy. Life is training in itself. And you document the manual by learning from your mistakes. We go through pain because when that come up again, because life's going to keep testing us, that pain is going to remind you, oh, whoa, I remember when I did that before. That's creating a manual to not do it again, not permission to say, oh, it's inevitable, it's going to keep happening, I'm going to keep going through pain. No, that's settling. You don't want to settle. You don't want to lay down and just give away your power. No, you want to keep your power, control your power, and use those signals or signs of synchronicities. Like, okay, I see that test coming back again. I'm prepared this time. I failed the last time. I ain't going to fail it this time. And you'll start to see the universe start giving you new tests. And you'll start growing, rising higher and higher. Pay attention. Don't get distracted. The distractions come to take you off your path so you do not rise and see with clarity the signs of synchronicities, to keep you feeling guilty and not surrender. No, surrender your guilt so the healing can begin. So that way you can start creating a sturdy foundation, because now you know where the damage is. Now you know what parts you got to seal up. And that's where boundaries come into play. You know you don't want to feel that pain, put a boundary there. You know what caused that pain, discernment. It's on your life. Tell me more stuff. And that's when you can experience true love. Because it takes two healed people to create love. You don't want to be one healed person and one damaged person in a relationship. That's going to be a one-sided relationship. You don't want to create a toxic dynamic. When you are healed and the other person is healed, that's when you can create natural love, natural intimacy, and a healthy dynamic to your partnerships. True love is a deep soul connection. Are you searching for it? Trust that it is out there. But remember to love yourself first. True love will follow naturally. You can't love somebody else if you don't love yourself. You have to heal yourself. Because if you hate yourself, you're telling the universe, I hate myself, so send me people who hate me. You don't want to do that. That's why you want to take time, do self-reflection so you can heal. So you're showing the universe, I love myself. Send me people who love me. You see how that works? Positive brings positive. Negative brings negative. That's why we're raising our vibration so that we can attract positive connections, positive moments in our life. And that'll create a better quality of life. It'll reduce your stress. It'll reduce your anxiety. It'll reduce your guilt because you learn to accept yourself and all your truth. The good, the bad, and the ugly. By loving yourself unconditionally. Don't love yourself with conditions. God doesn't love you with conditions. He said, come as you are. So come as you are with an open heart and a willingness to change and surrender to Him and take accountability for yourself. But you got to be willing to face the truth. And sometimes the truth is ugly, but it's okay. Beautiful things come out of ugly situations. All right. So let's see what message we have in the secret garden. Message number 2. Message number 2. Oh, I almost put my card. Going against things you cannot control is like throwing pebbles at a mountain and expecting it to crumble. We can't change the past, but we can learn from it. And we can not repeat it. We can say, this stops with me. Instead of keep trying to go against something you can't control. And just throwing temporary fixes on it and expecting it not to crumble your life. It's not going to work that way. You have to take the time, heal self, take control over self, so that way when things come that's out of your control, you still have control over self. And it doesn't cause a tower moment in your life. And it doesn't make you feel guilty because you'll see your mistakes as lessons to learn and as a signal from the divine that you're not aligned with your path. And to do some self-reflection and surrender back to the divine so healing can begin to strengthen your foundation to attract true love. It's only right. Because for great is your love reaching to the heavens. Your faithfulness reaches to the skies. So as we start to heal and quiet out the noise and the distractions, our faith will start to grow and it'll unblock because now we're enforcing boundaries and using our discernment to protect our light and healing our chakras. Whatever traumas or triggers that makes us feel in guilt. So that way we know if the divine accepts us as we are, who are we not to accept us as we are? And those who cannot accept us as we are, they wasn't for us in the first place. So the divine is showing us that with clarity, who's for you and who's not for you. And you'll know by their energy. So that's why nothing is here to hurt us. Nothing is wasted. Everything is used for your greater good. So forgiving yourself and others is for you to set you free, to free your mind by not leading into your own understanding and being the judge. Weigh your burdens down at the Lord So that way you can be free to move forward with positivity and raising your vibration. Release the negativity. Each day is a new day for a new beginning. Even if you start your day off positive and something take you off your path halfway through the day, it's okay. You're not going to spiral out of control. Push for the next day to be better than yesterday. Each day is a step forward. We have to work that muscle to start building faith in God and building faith in ourselves that we can do this. We can push past our own guilt, our own fears, our own anxieties, and be that person the divine sees in us that we don't see in ourselves. It's only right, and that's when healing can begin, and we can start falling in love with ourselves all over again. Because once you fall in love with self, who wouldn't want to fall in love with you? You'll be you in love out all over you. All right? So on that note, this is the end of our little sweet treat. Come dive deep with me on my exclusive platform if you want to see where this adventure flows us to. But until next time, I enjoy spending time with y'all, and I appreciate each and every one of y'all who's committed to the journey and following their soul's purpose and getting aligned with the divine and raising their vibration to positivity, because we all interconnected. As one vibration raised, another vibration raised, and it got to start somewhere. So that's a blessing in itself. So continue raising your vibration for a better quality of life and being your most authentic self. Congratulations. All right, so we're going to close out with the Lord's Prayer, y'all. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. He makes me lie down in green pastures. He leads me beside still waters. He restores my soul. He leads me on a path of righteousness for his name's sake. Even though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you are with me. Your rod, your staff, they comfort me. You prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I shall dwell in the house of the Lord forever. In the name of Jesus, amen. Love, peace, joy, kindness, and prosperity are the traits and essence of God. As you go out into your journey of life, remember to be the God someone sees today. You may be the only God someone sees today in this divine energy war. Until next time, may the divine peace, love, and blessings be with you. Mwah!